Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
We're taking a source you shared with us, this YouTube transcript. From homeless to $1 million.
That's the one from the channel Tarek. It's quite a title.
It really is. Instantly
Oof.
grabs you, right? Homelessness to, well, $1 billion.
Yeah.
So our mission today is basically to unpack that. How on earth does that happen?
Exactly. It sounds almost impossible. So we're digging into the transcript to see, what were the steps? What were the key moments?
Okay, let's jump in. The start. He's homeless.
Yeah, properly homeless. The transcript paints a pretty bleak picture, sitting on concrete, feeling terrible.
And then that contrast. He's at some party, or near one, overhears someone talking about making millions, casually.
The juxtaposition is just, wow, really highlights the extremes.
Then comes this encounter. Someone who says they make, what, $5,000 a day?
Yeah, selling crypto. And crucially, this person apparently also used to be homeless.
Okay. So there's an immediate connection, maybe, a bit of relatability, despite the huge financial gap.
Potentially. It makes the 5K a day claim maybe seem less abstract, like if they did it.
Right. And then comes the actual catalyst, maybe, the $50.
The $50 gift. Yeah.
Just $50, but it comes with this challenge. Try to turn this $50 into 100 or something.
And that line, always reach for more.
You can almost feel the disbelief in the transcript, can't you? But also, like, maybe a tiny flicker of something, hope.
Definitely a spark. I mean, what have you got to lose at that point?
Was it just the money, though? Or that challenge specifically?
That's a good point. $50 is $50, useful, but maybe not life-changing on its own.
Yeah.
But that task, turn it into 100, it gives a direction, right? A concrete first step. It shifts the focus from just surviving to, like, achieving something specific.
Okay, so he's got the $50, he's got the challenge. Now what? The hustle start.
And the brainstorming, singing, no.
Right, dismiss quickly, Uber Eats.
Can't, no phone. It shows how basic necessities can be huge barriers.
So, drawing. That's the skill he lands on, something he can actually do with minimal resources.
Exactly. Start with what you've got. So he buys paper, colored pencils.
But he needs to eat, too.
Right. Buys the supplies, gets some food, and he's left with 1 cent.
1 cent. The pressure is immense. There's literally no safety net.
None. And the first attempts to sell. Tough going.
That homeless Pro Max pitch.
Yeah, kind of darkly funny, but mostly just ignored. Then there's a disruptive kid. He gets told to leave by the authorities.
Just setback after setback. It feels very real, not glamorized.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the rain.
Oh, yeah. Ruins the paper, the drawings.
And you see that moment of despair in the transcript.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe he should have just kept the money, feeling like giving up.
It really shows that it wasn't some smooth, instant success story. There were real low points, real doubts.
For sure. It highlights the resilience needed, but then a bit of luck, or maybe making his own luck.
How so?
He helps someone cross the road. Just a small act. And this woman, she notices his art supplies, and she asks him to draw her portrait.
His first commission.
How much? $5. Plus a $10 tip for effort.
$15. That's huge after making basically nothing.
Massive, and maybe even more valuable. She gives him advice.
Which is?
Try tourist areas.
Simple but smart. Go where the potential customers are.
Exactly. Find your market. It's basic business sense, but applying it in that situation.
He listens too, moves to a tourist spot, changes his pitch a bit. Self-portraits, discounts.
Yeah, he adapts immediately. He doesn't just stick to what wasn't working. That willingness to pivot is key.
And it works. The first kind of big sale.
The family portrait. Man, wife, 4 kids. Grayson, biscuit, coconut, and multi-fruit.
Multi-fruit cereal.
Apparently. Anyway, he charges $27 for it.
Okay, $27. Still not millions, but a real step up.
And the transcript notes that feeling of accomplishment, and importantly, the idea pops into his head. Scaling.
Already? After a $27 sale.
Yeah. That's the entrepreneurial spark, isn't it? Thinking bigger, even at that stage. How can I do more of this? Be more efficient.
So this allows him to, get a room?
Gets him into a hotel room. Basic comfort. But after being on the street, the transcript says it feels so outrageously good.
I bet. That psychological boost must have been huge. A stable base.
Yeah. And from there, the next big step, he buys a phone.
Which opens up?
The internet. Specifically Twitch.
Okay, so he starts live streaming, drawing.
Yep, drawing on demand. For $5 a pop initially.
So he's got the street audience potentially, and now a virtual one too.
A dual strategy, yeah. And Twitch offers reach, right? Way beyond just one street corner, plus interaction, building a community maybe.
Does it take off quickly?
Seems like it. Gets viewers, someone called Ben is mentioned. Gets a donation, $5 from someone named Micron. Demand starts picking up.
And what happens when demand picks up?
He puts the price up. The transcript jokes, inflation. Drawings go from $5 to $50.
Wow, a tenfold increase. That's confidence responding to the market.
Totally. Supply and demand 101. He recognized his value is increasing because people wanted it.
And the growth continues.
Yep. Moves to a small apartment. Gets a steady viewership. Like 200, 300 people watching daily.
Okay, so it's becoming a real thing. What's next?
He adds another layer. Starts offering to physically send the art to viewers. For $25.
Logistics, shipping costs, packaging.
Exactly. And he hires a web designer. Builds a proper site.
That feels like a major step up. From street artist to, like, online business owner.
It is, and the transcript emphasizes this wasn't overnight. It mentions 2 years of really intense work during this phase.
Right. It's easy to focus on the big leaps, but there's that period of grinding it out.
Absolutely crucial, building the foundation. And that work leads to, well, exponential growth.
Big numbers start rolling in.
Oh yeah, $41,000 in 1 month, then hitting $50,000 per month.
That's incredible. From 1 cent to $50K a month.
And then another key transition. He gets so busy he can't do all the drawing himself anymore.
So he hires people, builds a team.
Exactly. He hires a team to create the art based on the requests. He shifts from being the artist to managing the business.
That's a whole different skill set. Delegation, quality control.
For sure. Leveraging other people's time and skills to scale the operation. Classic business growth.
Then what? He's got this successful art business.
He moves on to YouTube, starts documenting the journey.
Why? Just to share the story.
Partly, I think, to inspire, but also smart marketing, right? Drive traffic back to the website.
Content marketing. Using the story to fuel the business.
And it works. Big time. He buys a Lamborghini.
The classic YouTube success symbol.
Right. Costs him $200,000. The video goes viral. 12 million views.
Wow. And does that translate?
$45,000 in website sales just from that one video.
Incredible ROI. The power of viral content.
And things just keep escalating. Private jet with famous YouTubers making $3 million in a single day.
$3 million in a day.
Mind-boggling numbers. Buys his mother a yacht. It's peak wealth accumulation.
But then, the story takes a turn, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just about the money anymore.
No. There's this moment of reflection. He sees another homeless person on the street.
And it affects him.
Deeply, it seems. He starts questioning himself, like, has he lost touch? Is he disconnected from where he came from? He even laughs initially, then feels terrible about it.
That's really interesting. It adds a layer of complexity. It's not just a simple, yay, I'm rich narrative.
No, it shows some self-awareness, maybe a struggle with the sheer scale of the change. He actually tries to find the homeless person afterwards.
Does he find them?
The transcript is ambiguous. It says he gets lost trying.
And then the ending is quite abrupt.
Very abrupt. Suddenly it shifts to him seemingly on his deathbed, reflecting on taking risks, having no regrets. It's a strange jump.
What do you make of that ending?
It's jarring, maybe it's metaphorical, about the risks taken, or maybe just emphasizing the fleeting nature of things. It's hard to say for sure.
But what really stands out at the end is that contrast they draw.
Yeah, between his journey, turning that $50 into, well, $1 billion.
And the hypothetical reaction of someone else hearing that initial challenge.
Right, someone thinking, turn $50 into $100 sounds like a lot of work.
I'd rather just spend it, implying, on something easy, immediate.
Exactly. It starkly contrasts the two mindsets. One sees a challenge, an opportunity, however small. The other sees effort to be avoided.
It really boils down to that difference in perspective, doesn't it?
It seems to be a core message. So wrapping it up, it's this incredible story, right? Homelessness, that $50 spark, the hustle, adapting from street art to Twitch to a full-scale online business.
Scaling up, leveraging teams, using YouTube, hitting astronomical wealth.
And then that moment of introspection, questioning the journey itself. It's multifaceted.
So for you listening, what are the takeaways? I mean, the power of just starting with something small, that $50.
Yeah, and the importance of adapting. Trying new things when one path doesn't work. Street art wasn't the end game. Twitch wasn't. The website wasn't. It kept evolving.
And the potential for growth, obviously. But also remembering the sheer hard work involved over those years.
Definitely. And maybe that final point about staying grounded or at least being aware of how success can change you.
So the final thought maybe for you to chew on. What's your $50 opportunity?
Hmm.
What small thing might be right in front of you that looks like maybe too much work or too insignificant?
What first small step could you take just to see, thinking about those two reactions, the let's do it versus the not too much hassle, which one feels more familiar? What could shifting that perspective unlock?
Lots to think about. Thanks for diving deep with us today.